this is like a little, it's a bit of a different video in terms of what I would usually put out on the channel. But rather than just making everything related to like growth marketing, I think there's also like a lot of information that I'd like to share on like entrepreneurship and productivity and like general mindset towards like building businesses and just like being an online entrepreneur in general. Um, so the day, it was 2 days ago now, day before yesterday, I had the most successful, the most money I've ever made in one day. And in total, I can get it, I can get it up for you here. It was okay. So in the last 24 hours, I'm not even sure how that's happened, but I've made $1,200 again. But if we look at the last week, um, like there's one day, no problem. Um, there's one day here where we made $87,000 in about 6 hours, and that is profit. That's not expenses. Like I know a lot of the time, um, when you see like on YouTube, like people are showing off making like I saw someone making $30,000 in a Shopify store in one day. Um, but in the end, they only actually made like $3,000 profit, whereas this is 88. Well, so it was $87,000 in profit. We made it in about 6 hours. Um, and like I have a friend of mine who's a partner on this business. I handle like marketing and he handles like operations and just keeping everything flowing smoothly, getting payment gateways, managing our like we have a developer and also a support agent. He manages that sort of things and I handle all of the marketing. So yeah, and like I actually wanted to talk more about not just like showing off making like stupid amounts of money, but about like the psychology behind like making money. So like I've had quite a few days like this. Before prior to this, I think the most I'd made was about £30,000 in a day, maybe like $40,000, $45,000. Um, and I hadn't done it in a while just because I hadn't run any businesses like that. But this is like it just sort of reminded me actually it's so easy to get so caught up in like all of the money. Um, and money's very like, addictive once you start earning big amounts. It's not like you reach a certain point and then you're satisfied. As much as I always tell myself that, and I think most other people do as well. Um, like previously, it was like when I make my first $5,000 per month online, I'll be happy. Then when I make my first $10,000, I'll be happy. $20,000, I'll be happy. And that number just keeps going up. Like I've had that happen to me so many times, and to a lot of like other entrepreneurs as well. So um, I don't I don't actually believe there's like a set amount of money that you'll ever get to that you'll be satisfied with. So this video is actually like probably not what people were expecting, but like my advice is actually to align your goals away from money itself. Like you can have a goal of having reaching at a certain point, but just realize it's going to be like a never-ending thing. Like for most people, it would take them like a year, if not two. Some people 2 years to make $80,000. And so I should just be like over the moon, like so happy with everything. And like I'm more so you just get a feeling of being like successful, a feeling of like accomplishment, but it's not really like happiness. If you haven't got money, it's quite different, because then it takes away from the stress of needing money, if that makes sense. If you go from having no money at all, or like struggling every month, to then coming into a lump of money, then you will feel some happiness. But I still believe that you'll still get into the addiction of thinking like, okay, let's do that again. Like, let's keep money coming in. Really, like earning money is just releasing dopamine. Dopamine is the most addictive substance. It's naturally. released in our minds. It's why so many people are addicted to Instagram. It's also what's released when you consume heroin. Um, no, no, so yeah, rather than like having your goals just focused on how much money can I make, instead it should be focused on like how many people, how many people can your product can you how many people can you help like with whatever product you're building, and then like money's going to come along anyway. You know, if you're really if you're really delivering a good solution for someone and solving a problem for someone, you'll make money. So instead, just focusing on like how can I help 1 million people, rather than how can I make $1 million, you should be thinking how can I help 1 million people? How can I make their lives better with my product? And that's how you'll make money. So yeah, just like it's very nice making money. It's a real sense of like accomplishment. Um, but just my advice is don't get so caught up purely in in, in earning money. You know, that's not what it's all about, and you are just putting yourself into like a never-ending chase of needing to earn more money, because once you have earned a certain amount of money, um, like entrepreneurship is very up and down. That's the other thing to realize. People only post about things when it's going well. They don't talk about it when things are going not very well. Entrepreneurship is like a very up and down career path to take. And when you have earned loads of money at some point, and then you're earning less at another time, it can be like quite difficult. You know, you're always pushing yourself to earn more, and I see a lot of people have like I've even had issues with that as well. Just like earning like $80,000 per month, and then that business was shut down, and I was like forced to start over again. And I know I can get there again. It just takes time to push everything together, and it takes time to build businesses. But it's not a very stable career path, especially in terms of how much money you earn, and that can be quite difficult. Like for example, I have one friend out here who's an affiliate marketer, and some months, um, he's earning like six figures plus, like maybe up to like $300,000 in a month, and then other months he's losing like $20,000. So he has it even more extreme than I do. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the matter. And then the other thing, the one final thing I'll add on to this is when you do make money, everyone wants their cut of it, even if they're not associated with it. Just because they know you, people feel that they are, not everyone, but a lot of people do feel that they're entitled to a cut of whatever you're doing. For example, in Notifier, obviously like a number of staff knew that I had made this money, and even this business this $86,000 was made. It wasn't Notifier. It's something completely separate that no one else has anything to do with. It's a little bit like grey hair, and people in Notify knew I'd made this money and asked for like pay rises, and also like family asked for like their sort of share of things. Also, like other like my girlfriend isn't actually like that at all. But just that's other things. When you come into money, a lot of people will have their hand out and believe that they deserve a cut. And if you give away a cut to every single person, you actually you end up left with nothing. So it's not only just getting wealthy in the first place. It's actually maintaining that wealth, which is another um, skill set in itself. Like because you hear of a lot of people winning the lottery that actually end up going bankrupt after a matter of years. Like even if they come into hundreds of millions of dollars, they're not able to manage that kind of money and just end up going bankrupt. So anyway, yeah, I think we've like found this interesting. Of course, if there's anything that I haven't covered, And there's any like questions, just feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm like going back to them quite a lot. Also, what this like one benefit of now this money has come in, it means I can just like relax a little bit more and actually focus a lot more on YouTube. So I bought a like better camera and like a better setup for making videos. Um, so I'll be pushing out a lot more like content on YouTube. But yeah, I'm actually going to start piecing together an automation now for myself for LinkedIn accounts. That yeah. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I hope that's like lent some perspective, particularly for like entrepreneurs who are chasing money. Um, just like there's nothing wrong with making money. Obviously, I love doing it as well. I'm just saying, just don't make it your only goal. Have your goals elsewhere. That and money will, like have your goals on benefiting people, delivering value, and money will come as a side to that. And that way, it's not quite so addictive, and you're not just focusing on such a uh, even quite like a shallow goal. It's a very complicated subject, but yeah. Anyway, I'll see what the reaction to this is like. If people are interested in hearing more, I'm happy to make another video and go into more detail on my thoughts on the matter. But yeah, anyway, it's a massive milestone for me. So as much as this was like playing down a little bit how important it is, obviously I was over the moon to make to turn over that kind of money, and I'm in a very lucky position. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and yeah, have a great day.